Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of the Nekopastel.
Hello.
I am Nekopastel, and I'm here with Kieran.
Hi, I'm Kieran. Hello.
And we're going to be doing more of the letter because god fucking damn it, this game is enough to give us PTSD, and it's so loud.
It is. There was a lot of pedestrians.
Fucking, I swear to God, you open up one Starbucks and then just everybody's flocking to the town.
Like we usually do. You know how we do on Nekopastel. We need to read the new shits. We need to read the new shits. Because there's bound to be new shits here.
I still love the Yang Yang pyjamas so much.
Oh, Yang Yang pyjamas. Let me quickly go back to the Yang Yang pyjamas. Yang Yang pyjamas.
Sell them! Saturday, October 29th. While gathering what they found, Ashton accidentally brought up Isabella's father, who had apparently passed away the day before. Suddenly, her reasons for trying to fix this mess became clear to him. In his attempt to comfort her, he ended up almost admitting something he's not yet ready to put to words. That he is thirsty as fuck.
This is almost turning into like a harem anime now because he has two choices. Or three. Wonder if Zack is bi-curious. That'd be nice. That'd be really nice, actually. Make this canon.
And as they held each other in their arms, he slowly whispered, "Stop calling me Z-Man."
I'd love that.
Ashton and Isabella beat a quick exit after getting the shit scared out of them by the pale bitch and getting what they needed, making sure not to leave evidence of their break-in. On their way out, however, the elevator malfunctioned and dropped them in the building's basement, parking instead, where a familiar face welcomed them.
All too familiar to
The pale bitch!
The pale bitch.
That motherfucker.
We're fine though, we're fine. After many attempts of trying to do that QTE. We're fine. We're fine.
We're fine after not being fine several
fine
times.
After not being fine several times. So, shall we go ahead?
Sure.
Let's go ahead. Who will start first?
Rock, paper, scissors?
Rock, paper, scissors. Let's do it.
Rock, paper, scissors.
I need to go. Okay. Okay, here we go. As soon as the lift hits the ground floor, this is already going badly. Okay. As soon as the lift hits the ground floor, we hightail out of the building. Seb's sound asleep when we pass by his station.
He is like the worst he's a great guy, but he's such a terrible security guard.
To be fair, it's stereotypical of a security guard though, to fall asleep during their shift, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
However, in the face of what we've seen, everything I faced tonight, we really can't care less who still sees us on our way out. The sooner we get away from this place, the farther, the better. I'm just not sure that also means being safe. She almost got us, damn it. The fucking thing almost had us. Shit. It was only by luck that we managed to get out of the fucking elevator unstuck. Had the blasted thing not worked at the last second. I need some air. Fresh, breathable air that doesn't stink like death and gore all at once. I'm panicking. Christ. Losing focus. With another person here, I can't afford that right now. Isabella hasn't said anything, but I know she's more shaken than I am. I can't lose it when another person's depending on me.
Remember your training, Frey.
As he says out loud. Another deep breath, and soon I'm starting the engines of driving us off. After that little incident, somewhere open would be good. Someplace I won't get trapped. Oh, the park, of course, because, you know, what if she appears out of the shadows?
I know we're really terrified, but I really think we should go to the dark park at night with very poor lighting.
No, you're going to get dragged into
like from behind the bush. I agree.
She's there. Yous are fucked. Luxbourne Park brings a welcome relief, though only by some. The chill that seeped into my bones is still there. Furling and unfurling underneath my skin. I'm putting a definition up for furling because I feel like it. Put that in your textbooks, please, because you're here to learn on Nekopastel's channel. Okay? I don't know what that was. I'm full of energy.
I am here to educate, to entertain, and oh, not that one.
To entertain.
This is a children's friendly program.
Indeed.
For fuck's sake.
If I don't move, if I don't busy myself with anything, soon my brain will go haywire. It's the last thing I want to happen when there are plenty of things to do. But this already answers all of it, doesn't it? Those deaths. Just how many copies of the letter are out there? Isabella can't have the only one if the other people are also getting cursed. Could it be that the one she's shown us is just one of the 5? Maybe even more? That whole past to this 5 people business is ridiculous. But at this point, is it still?
I'm just imagining like Ashton rushes in and his boss is like, alright there, Frey, I thought. He's like, Chief, I've cracked the case, and he slaps it down. It's ghosts. And after like 10 seconds of silence, Frey, you're fired. He's
fucked.
The chief was shortly killed soon after by the pale bitch.
That's what you do for no believing. All in all, we found 21 people who might have read the letter. 7 of them deceased. 8 if we count Cooper. And that's only with what we can find right now. We have no idea how the contractors and specialists hired from outside the company are doing, if we are in any way affected. How many more people are suffering? How many more are missing? How many are dead?
This sounds like the possibility of maybe a sequel, Yang Gang Mobile.
Possible? Can I still even blame the rights for this? If anything, they might be in danger as well.
Luke Wright, I know you're the pale bitch. And he's like, what the fuck are you talking about? I know it was you.
I don't think I can wish a purse. I don't wish. I can wish a purse. A handbag.
A handbag?
I don't think I can wish a curse upon anyone, no matter how big of a douchebag Luke Wright is. There's also that woman. How do we get out of this mess? How do we get away from her?
In all honesty, you've been doing a great job so far.
To be fair, everyone is alive. So far. I hope I don't fuck anything up. Shit. Still so many things we need to look into. Yet all my body wants to do is pace. Burn out whichever excess energy is still in me.
Ashton, I'm getting dizzy. Will you sit down?
He's just like pacing back and forth. Bless him. It's the first time Isabella has said anything. She's been sitting quietly since we dropped here. Better and less distracting than watching her nervous habits, I suppose. She certainly seems calm now. Too calm, in fact. For someone who's just seen something terrible. Well, to be fair, she's seen it a lot beforehand.
This is only your first time, son. This is like the 15th time this shit has happened to us.
To be fair, this is like second nature to her now. Yeah. She's just like, oh, okay, we need
to
run.
Par for the course, really. She's like, imagine that just it's a part of your life now. As soon as the lights start flickering, oh, I'll be back in an hour. I just need to run for my life. Oh.
I need to run outside, give you 2. But it's been more than a week for her already. People do get desensitized to things at some point. Even someone like Isabella. Who knows what's going on inside her head though? Inside mine? There's too many, and none of them would sit still.
I'm not going crazy, am I? I saw that. I'm pretty sure I saw that. I didn't inhale anything weird. Just shit. Shit. Isabella, please tell me that wasn't...
What I'm not expecting when I turn to her is mirth. One that she could barely contain.
You're laughing. Why are you laughing?
I'm not quite sure what she sees in my face, but the next second a laugh suddenly burst out from her. I'm so sorry. It's just you should have seen that look in your face back there. Oh my god.
Oh, Isabella's new voice actress really phoned it in the office that day.
She's like a valley girl instead.
Just for one line of the game. I'm so sorry. It's just that you should have said. Well, like the role of Isabella Santos will now be played by Kim Kardashian. I'm so sorry. It's just that you should have seen the look on your face back there.
There.
Kim.
Literally, I can't. Literally, I can't.
Oh.
Where did Ashton's voice go now? Yes, right, sure. I'm not the only one who panicked. You almost ripped my arm off.
Bitch.
Bitch. Yeah, but...
Isabella, this isn't funny. That woman almost got us. We could have ended up dead.
He's like a suffered dude.
Bro. You're...
I know. I'm really sorry.
Oh shit, you have your voice back. Scared the fuck out of me, bruh.
It changed our tune, to be fair. Okay.
But this is just too precious to miss. You really lost your shit for a moment there.
There we go.
You're trying to get back at me, aren't you?
Well, I'm not the one who kept calling someone scaredy cat for years. How does it feel?
He just like grabs it. He's like, bitch, there was a fucking ghost.
She really is desensitized.
Yeah.
I'm not scared.
Really? Because it doesn't seem that way to me. At all.
I'm not, alright? I'm just...
I have allergies.
I just don't know what to do right now.
We're gonna say something, sorry.
No, it's... I have like so many shit jokes and I refrain.
Immediately after, the moment passes, replaced by another tense silence. Laughter dies in her lips as everything sinks in.
Just hear like a...
A whimper. We're in deep shit, and it is finally caught up and hit us like a ton of bricks. Hit me more than anyone. Because she has been warning us of this since day one, and I'm the first person who brushed it off. Despite that, she still reaches out to me, tugging at my sleeve almost desperately. Her hands are trembling, and there's a tremor in her voice when she speaks. Without the cheer, only fear remains. One that she has been burdened with from the beginning.
We're still going to do something about it. Right? Not just stand around and let that thing get us.
Unexpectedly, she leans her forehead against my arm, and her grip on my sleeve tightens. There's desperation in there. A quiet plea.
Don't want to lose anyone anymore, Ash.
I wish I could give her that promise, but with so many unknowns, so many things I don't understand about this, how could I? Why she still trusts that I can do something about this baffles me. It all feels wholly undeserved, considering the way I've treated her. Yet despite my reluctance, I find myself returning her holding kind. I grasp, warm and light enough for comfort. Not a promise, but the closest thing to it.
Uh-oh.
What's
God
going on?
damn it, the dust bunnies of death are back. It's never good when you assholes show up.
The dust bunnies. Oh god.
Just imagine like a weird like romantic this year that are just kind of sitting there, and you just hear like the pale bitch in the background. When the night has come.
Oh my god, I'm scared. I don't like it. Darkness blurs the edges of my vision. Black tendrils twist and coil around my limbs. Soft footfalls echo from the far distance, scurrying, scampering, moving in an odd rhythm with the sharp piercing notes of her laughter. A scream threatens to burst, but my throat closes off, ever so slowly. A chill seeps into every nerve in my body, washing away every sensation in me apart from one. There is only fear. I jumped. Once again, her laughter echoes.
Oh, just nearly made solids.
A sound both bitter and unforgiving. It's the last thing I hear before she reaches for me. The ground trembles. I'm scared. The world slows to a stop. Why are you waking up in Isabella's bedroom?
Noodle cups.
Oh, what's going on?
The Batcat's like, I saw things last night. Unspeakable things.
Morning breaks in a blurry mess of vivid shapes and colours. Oddly, there's no feeling of terror or confusion gripping me, despite the vague images that have driven me from sleep. Awareness kicks in shortly, though slow and sluggish, as I blink away the last remnants of unconsciousness from my eyes. The early morning light already streams from the open windows, then the memory sets in. and the room finally comes into focus. Isabella's apartment. Pushing myself upright, my eyes wander idly towards her prone form. She's hunched over the coffee table, both her arms under her head as she continues to rest. Then to the chaos of papers and folders we've left scattered over it, before sleep has claimed both of us. We've bunkered down here last night, after our nerves have calmed down. Mine for the most part. Staying together was an unspoken invitation. And anyway, I'm pretty sure neither of us wants to remain alone when there's that woman. Is she still one in the first place? One that we'd normally call a human? Can it still feel guilt? Does it understand pain?
Fuck. I'd rather get charged for breaking and entering than mess with whatever that thing was any day.
Jack, see, see the paintings on the left.
Yeah.
Look at them from right to left. Right? Like you've got like a really cool picture of Zach, Ashton, Rebecca, and Isabella, and you've got a really nice picture of Isabella and Rebecca. But then you get like a picture of it's the wee brother's face.
What the fuck is going on in that picture?
You know, see the like the cat face emoji today.
You've got a greaser. You've got a fucking. You've got a fucking.
Someone with like ramen for hair.
A fucking yellow afro. And you've got
Elvis, Bob Ross, and
a kid with Tammy's face. Hoi! I'm Tammy.
her brother Bob.
Oh my god. Fuck.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh. It was just like
I'm not going to be able to continue this without thinking about that picture. What have you done?
I can't look away now.
Oh, what have you done?
As we're laughing, Ashton's staring at us like really disapprovingly. Disapproval!
Not that thinking about this still matters when all our lives are in her hands. She's dangerous.
You did well, keep going.
I can't believe you. I cannot fucking believe you for pointing that out. If we don't do anything about her in this course, we'll definitely be pushing daisies soon. I can't let that happen.
You can't let that happen, Ashton. Save us.
Save us, please. I've dallied on this. I've dallied.
You've dallied on this.
I've dallied on this long enough, left all my friends in harm's way after the warnings they've all given me. Besides, beneath the terror and the adrenaline that keeps me running, knowing what lies ahead for Isabella makes it hard to not take action. The paper sitting on the I can't. The paper sitting on the edge of the table calls for my attention. At this, light against my hand when I reach for it. It has caught my eye the night before, but with the lot we still need to go through, I've simply ignored it. The logo emblazoned on top of the page, however, provides this paper a whole new meaning. Not for me, but definitely for her.
A scholarship grant, huh?
Oh.
Does that mean that
she can stay... Well, Office of Admissions and Financial Aid. Well, it means you don't need to pay to go to uni, or... go uni. Because once a scholarship, it means they're basically like, you're so good, we want to have you here.
That's really good. It just goes to show that Isabella has a bright future now. I've only ever heard her talk about this once or twice. Completing her degree, that is. She rarely goes on about it in great detail. Preferring to keep it to herself. Perhaps it's the fact that she thinks it's already too old to be chasing after it. It has been 5 years after all, but I've caught enough snippets of conversation between her and Zach to know she has never given up on it. Despite how things have panned out with her father, she's one step closer to this part of her life. As silly as this may sound, coming from a friend, I'd like to give her this chance to have this. Whether this means stepping out of my comfort zone and figuring out what the deal is with this curse, I'll do so. If only to see that same smile, if only to see that same smile on her from that time again. These days, the only moment she seems to show is when she's asleep. Like right now, no matter how uncomfortable she appears. A smile of my own forms. Despite this, when I glance at her sleeping form again, she hasn't moved since. Her shoulders rising and falling in a slow, even rhythm with her breathing. You won't think she has any problems this way.
If only that were true.
Sighing, I place the paper back where I've gotten it, carefully so that I won't accidentally wrinkle or damage it in some way, and finally push myself from the makeshift bed. Isabella shifts when I carry her off from the floor and over to the bed, but she doesn't wake, simply tucks herself comfortably under the covers I pull over her. Just kind of like ragdolls her onto the bed.
And she just cuddles up into a ball.
Aye, she's fine. She's a heavy sleeper. Briefly though, she mumbles something to herself and draws in another sleep breath. Let me try that again. Briefly though, she mumbles something to herself and draws in another deep breath.
Becca, Ashton's being dumb again.
Oh, that's cute. She drifts back to a deeper state of sleep after, like it hasn't been interrupted by the slightest movement earlier, but the small smile on her lips remain. One I find myself returning in kind.
Who sleeps like a rock now?
It's better this way. Better to leave her dreams for the moment, which I hope are better than the ones I've had. She'll have time to worry about her problems later when she wakes up. For now, this'll be another thing I don't want to take away from her. A moment of respite, no matter how fleeting. She deserves it, after everything she's been put through, what I've put her through. In the meantime, I still have 2 other people I need to check with. Isabella will definitely get in a tizzy if I don't check on them. Ew, back outside. Cold Luxborn air meets me upon stepping out of the hallway. Not unusual in itself. This is what Luxborn's weather is supposed to be. A bit cold, damp for the most part, and more often than not, terribly drab, with an occasional sprinkling of rain every few hours. That sounds like the UK in general, let's be fair. The sky's still clear, but I'll give it a day or two before the weather takes a turn for the worse.
You're no kidding on.
I've complained about the awful rains for years, despite having lived here my entire life. I have to admit though, seeing it return to the usual feels extremely reassuring. Because they were having like the extremely hot weather for some reason in the middle of October. Which isn't bad considering the weather is pretty mild in October, so it's no hard to believe.
November onwards it starts getting bad.
Aye. At least something is still normal in the world when I can no longer think the same for the situation we're in. A nightmare. That's probably all it is. Usually I'll say, I've been through worse. But that's simply another lie I've often told myself. Isn't it? And I fed myself a great deal of lies through the years, just so I won't have to think about it the next day. Maybe we won't even have this problem. If I haven't been running away and ignoring things, hiding them someplace no one will see, because I've since believed doing so is a show of weakness.
The fuck do I know about ghosts, though?
What does Zach? What does Rebecca? Z-Man has mentioned dreaming about a woman. Whether it's the same one we've been seeing, I've yet to ask. Bottom line, he likely knows as much about this as I do. Hell, Rebecca's probably in the same boat, grasping for anything that might provide an answer, a way out of this. What can any of us do, when all of us lack any understanding of what's happening? One thing's clear about this, however. That thing is after us because of the letter. Both Rebecca and Zach have seen it. Let me try that again. Both Rebecca and Zach have seen it too. She will go after them as well. Yet here I am, waking up in Becca's door. One slow step at a time. A stalling tactic to allow myself some time to put the mess in my head in a better order. How to phrase this when there's 90% chance that she's still pissed about a whole different matter. It's the only reason we didn't check on her last night, aside from the ungodly hour Isabella and I arrived. We'll only alarm her by showing up in her home in the middle of the night, acting like babbling lunatics, and her anger can last quite a while.
You're no kidding on.
That's no joke. That's no exaggeration. These days, it seems the only one can easily forgive Isabella. Let me try that again. These days, it seems the only one she can easily forgive is Isabella. But even with her, Becca's fuming still takes hours. I run my hand through my hair and straighten out my jacket before knocking. Once, twice, and 3 times, just to be sure she has heard me, even if she is asleep. She's usually awake by now, though.
Hey, Becca, it's Ash. Open up. Don't tell me you're still in bed.
Seconds tick by. No answer from her, and dread has started to creep up. I've been trained to handle dire situations, but the feeling has been doing that quite frequently since last night. My mind begins to anticipate the worst, and in the next minute, concern is mixed with my thoughts, and I bang my fist on the door, louder this time. She'll definitely be livid, but I'd rather face her wrath than a dead body.
Becca, it's Ash. There's something we need to talk about right away. Open up, I know you're...
Your girlfriend left early this morning, pretty boy.
Oh.
So if you could do us a bloody favor and shut up, that'd be real fucking polite.
Damn. My hand pauses short of landing another heavy knock. From the other unit, Rebecca's other neighbour peeks through his door, though I see nothing but a bundle of blankets. I'll say they need help from being devoured by their sheets, but it sounds like he's just fine. He's a huge asshole too. Course of action. So people like him won't ruin your day? Act like the nicest person on the planet. Has done me wonders when I was a rookie patrolling the streets. No need to match his temper.
Oh, did she say where she was going?
I don't know. She said something about meeting someone or something, in case Filipina girl over there asks. Well, what am I, her keeper? You know some people want to sleep in on a bloody Sunday, so keep it down. Just looking forward to this weekend. Thanks, you damn git.
That is fucking rude.
Well, there's no need to be an ass about it. I'll get out of your...
He slams his door shut without warning, but not before muttering a string of very colourful words about me. Probably thinks I won't hear him inside the 4 walls of his apartment.
Jerk.
He is, to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of it, a sigh. So Rebecca's not here. I must have missed her by an hour or so. But at least she's not alone. She should be safe, in theory. More so if the person she's meeting with is who I'm thinking. Nevertheless, I still can't help but worry. It's an easy thing continuing down increasingly darker lines of thought. This is when she was away seeing that guy
professor.
for the pamphlet, and then she ends up in the library, and then she ends up seeing the pale bitch.
The pamphlet.
To act brashly, to find out where she is and go straight there without deliberating on my actions first. There's Zach to boot. Rebecca's not alone, but I can't say the same for the big guy. A simple phone call to the both of them should do the trick. It'll erase my nerves at any rate. I think he's going to call Zach first.
Mm-hmm.
I think anyway. It's better than rushing over to Zach's place, or assuming Rebecca's whereabouts, and finding out they're not where I guess they should be.
Oh God!
You
See if you'd picked the part. See if you'd picked the part where Rebecca died. Does that mean you'd be playing it as you get the call film? When she's like, "Thanks for everything."
Probably aye.
Ooh.
That's probably how this would work.
Ooh.
This is why it's important to play like every single route of this game, and we're only doing like a certain route, so
You should buy the game yourself.
definitely and just check everything out because this game is jam packed full of plot.
Because I guarantee there's a part of me that wants to do like a dickhead run and just be terrible, but I've not got the heart. I love these characters too much.
I want to make sure that everyone lives, including Hannah, who is currently possessed. I want to make sure
She's a little
still
bit possessed.
She's a little bit crazy, but we're sure she'll be fine. Hopefully, possibly.
She needs a Snickers.
She needs a Snickers. Assuming the worst will come next, which I'd rather avoid this early. Any other reason, I won't bother them, but an emergency begs for urgency.
Man, look, the sun is weirdly flickery today.
That is very flickery sun today. This is one, right? Even if it isn't, anxiety from concern dulls judgment. Something I most certainly can't afford to lose at any given time, especially right now. Any means to calm it will do wonders for the muddled mess my mind is already in. That's the first time we've seen a...
Who's Abigail? Abigail, why is there like this a weird race of like weird faced people in this game?
We've seen Tammy and now we're seeing Abigail. I think...
Ashton, how lovely of you to call.
I wonder if we'll actually find out who Abigail is, or this will just end up like a meme in the fandom.
Or maybe it'll be like, maybe it's one of the people for, oh my god, look at his service provider.
Huh?
Top left hand corner.
Yang Mobile.
I mean, to be fair, you guys, they kind of sound like an internet provider or like some kind of mobile provider.
They are everywhere. They've got promo on cereal, jammies.
They're a giant evil corporation. They have like a military arm. There's like Yang tanks.
They are everywhere. Pulling up my phone, I thumb through the screen until it ends up on a group with only Zach's, Rebecca's and Isabella's numbers listed. Other people will probably say I keep too few friends when they chance on this. To some extent, it's true. I can easily name about 100 people I've been acquainted with through the years, colleagues, blockmates from uni, neighbours, those sorts of people. They all come and go. But these three have chosen to stay for some reason, without wanting or asking for anything. Unlike the others, none has Zach's kindness, Rebecca's patience, or the sincerity in Isabella's eyes. One day, these guys are just there, and then the next thing I know, being with them eases it. That heavy, somber feeling lingering in the air when you stand alone in your apartment, or something as simple as spending your day off without anyone. I'll say it's loneliness, but this carries much more depth than that. If I can help it, I don't want to lose any of them to some sort of curse. A phone call may be the least comforting thing at the moment. Honestly, I prefer being in the same room with them right now, but I'll take what I can get. Oh, it's Becca we call first. Becca. She'll get angry at me for worrying about her. She isn't some helpless damsel in distress after all.
Who the fuck's phoning me?
She isn't the shy little girl I knew when we were children. We're already far from the people we were back then, but that's more than enough reason to check on her. I don't have to imagine her taking anything head on. She'll do it instead of asking for help when she needs it. I don't care if she gets mad at me, if only to know that she's fine. A ring. In the silence of the hallway, its sound alone might as well be sharp enough to pierce through my ears. Another second passes. 2. 3. But when, on the 9th ring, it goes straight to her voicemail, a cold feeling instantly lodges in my stomach.
Rebecca Gales here. You've reached my voicemail. Sorry if I can't get to you right now.
That voicemail though.
Oh, and if this is Isabella, yes, you're free to reheat the food in my fridge. Otherwise, leave a message.
That's happened so many times. She needs to leave a specific thing just for Isabella.
Bless Isabella. Probably just busy, that's all. Though I still barely manage to keep up my voice when I speak.
Hey Becca, call me back when you're free. We need to talk. ASAP.
Becca will be alright. Is alright.
This is Rebecca Gales. I canna come to the phone right now. Isabella, yes, you can't eat my shit. If it's somebody else, you can't eat my shit.
If it's anyone else, fuck off.
Fuck off.
She's safe. She's with someone else. In the event if that woman shows up, she'll have someone with her. Someone she'll be able to ask for help. She's safe.
Or she'll dink on the face with a hardback book.
Aye. Or she'll lodge herself off of a building, who knows?
Ooh.
She can handle herself. Becca might have a fiery temper, but she knows when she's faced with something she can't handle herself. Rebecca will see my missed call and she will call me back. Because she likes you. Though I don't express it though. Rebecca is someone I consider important to me.
Oh.
Aww.
Flashback.
Oh, look at them, they're so cute. She's been my friend for the longest. Anyone else would have been fed up with me and left. The girl stuck by me, no matter how big of a jerk I've been. There's Zach and Isabella now, too of course. I'll always be thankful for having them around. The worst times before, however, Becca was there. No one believed it when I say it, but I surely had my awful moments as a bratty kid and as a horrible teen. Issues, I've had too many of them to count and I refuse to deal with for a time. At least that's what Andrew likes to tell me. I tend to think nothing of it. It has mellowed down over the years, thanks to the professor mostly. But at times, I do wonder if it still burdens me the way it did those years ago. After all, I was terrible, especially around the time of my parents' separation. Looking back at it now, I had no reason to direct all my frustrations towards anyone else. While I wasn't the kid who lashed out at anyone, preferring to keep it to myself and turning those negative feelings into more productive things. I've grown distant from a lot of people because of it. From my old friends back in my old school, and the neighbours I've hung out with before moving. A habit I've likely brought with me into adulthood. I was just so angry with everyone and everything. All I kept thinking about was myself, wondering why me.
I like the varsity jacket.
Oh aye. I wouldn't mind a jacket like that, to be fair.
Oh.
In pastel pink.
And punk.
In pink, if you will. In retrospect, I was a selfish little bastard who thought the world revolved around me. That I shouldn't have been going through it. I believed my behaviour was entitled, that I had the right. Tough times. But she stuck with me, snapped me out of my little sulk, as she often phrased it, whenever she seized the chance to bring it up. She didn't tolerate my bullshit, but she didn't leave me alone either. If anything, the whole thing made her stick around. Her concern may have grown a bit overbearing as the years went by, but she's still an old friend nevertheless. I owe her a lot. That won't change.
Damn right you do.
Where are you, Becca?
That was really cute.
Oh.
Another message left in her voicemail. Then on my third call, I hang up. For the time being, I can't do anything more than to wait for her to return my call. Worrying aimlessly won't get me anywhere. Zach, on the other hand, that guy attracts trouble no matter how much he tries to avoid it. Doesn't help how he hasn't been too hot lately with a lot of people. His mention of plans yesterday doesn't sit too well with me either. He might be the next responsible adult after Rebecca, out of all four of us, but I've still got to check on the big guy. Make sure that he's doing okay, at the very least, whatever he has planned on doing. All I'm asking is for it to not be idiotic. He is a sensible guy, I'm sure.
He seems it.
Yeah, he is. However, desperation clings and pushes people to do things, rational or irrational, it doesn't matter. Clear thinking flies out of the window the moment you're in danger, and I sincerely hope he has not found himself in a tricky situation. His phone doesn't even ring before he answers, or his voicemail at least.
Hey, it's Zach. Well, a voicemail anyway. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. So, just leave a message, yeah? And no, Ash, you're not allowed to lockpick your way into my apartment again. Just do what any other decent human being does and call if I'm not around. Thanks.
Stop calling me Z-Man.
I wish that was in it. Did he turn it off? Why? I don't want to assure the worst yet. Maybe he's forgotten to charge it. Can't be. The guy can be a bit of a Boy Scout, even more than I am as a cop. He's the type who has an extra battery or a power bank in his bag. Like my Diva power bank. Although you probably shouldn't carry a Diva power bank with you because it could easily be mistaken as a pepper gun, and I know that you can get arrested in
As
some
a
states for
weapon.
that shit. Not in America. Over here in the UK, you can definitely...
In Scotland.
In Scotland, you can get arrested for carrying a pepper gun. It's illegal. So just keep that in mind. Trivia. We've not had trivia on this channel for quite a while, actually. Where's the trivia been?
Don't pepper spray people.
Don't pepper spray people. And stop clipping your nails.
I was not. I was playing with the clopper. That's getting ready to do it. Fuck you.
And as he always does, he won't say anything or brag about it. But he's got quite a roster of VIP freelance clients. He won't just leave his phone dead in his case he's on the field. In case he's on the field. Particularly when people will be lightly looking for him.
One of his new friends is Miss Honorine.
Honor. He always leaves his connection open whenever clients or his friends need him. Zach is reliable like that.
Why isn't anyone answering?
Tisk tisk. His mobile is an out-of-range area sounds more plausible, although the thought of it doesn't completely shake off the unease. Unlike Rebecca and I, he took the time to listen to what Isabella said. And even if he didn't believe it, he was definitely the first one to offer help, or try to do something. If he ends up trouble doing whatever it is, so help me, I'm going to...
Well, there should be an in there.
Aye. Well, I can't be rash, I'm aware of that. Been running the same reminder in my head since last night. But if something happens, I'm certain my reaction won't be pretty.
Yo, Zach, call me back, alright? I wanted to check in and, yeah, just please call me back.
It's usually a joke between us when I say he's the Watson to my Sherlock. I don't see him as some assistant to put aside until he's needed, like some people like to believe though. He's not some petty friend I keep around to make myself look good.
If anything, he's the one who stayed by me out of pity.
Zach is the one who puts up with me most of the time, even when he doesn't need to. It's not a case of the cool cop who's helped out a minority. In truth, I was a hard-headed, hot-tempered and reckless rookie up until I met him. It wasn't anything sudden, and some part of me is still that rookie. But I've grown, thanks to him. He tempers that part of me. Considering how our first impression went, I'm lucky he stuck around. Becca and I may have spent a lot of years together as children, but Zach, he's probably the closest thing I'll call a best friend. Though it's more than that. Camaraderie, no words can express. And here's another definition for you.
Camaraderie.
Because camaraderie is such an awesome word, of course. He has had my back, and I will always have his. He's a brother I've never had the luck of ever having. Let me try that again. He's the brother I've never had the luck of ever having. Only child and all.
And I have every reason to worry about my brother.
Brother from another mother.
Brother from another mother. And the other one is sister from another mister, isn't it? Becca's neighbour did say she went out to meet with someone. No specific names. If I'm wrong, and she's not with the Professor Clark, then maybe it's with Zach. They've never been close, but it's not the kind of awkward friendship where meeting together remains out of the question. Regardless, I continue dialing for his phone another 3 times like I've done with Becca's.
Oh, still updated.
Oh. In the end, after the 3rd attempt with no one answering, I stop and move to cut the call with a ragged exhale.
Waiting game it is then.
I've been trained for those. Hell, I'm used to them. Just not when it comes to people I'm close to. Much as I keep reminding myself to remain a level head, it's a whole different matter when it's someone you know. Personal feelings will likely get involved at some point. It's starting now, actually, with the anxious strings coiling and uncoiling, causing a racket inside my stomach. That's exactly when the line finally connects. Before he even speaks, my question has already slipped out, including every pent-up worry and tension up in my body.
Where are you?
What were you going to say?
Oh no, just wondering how, like, that is aggressive as shit. Where are you?
The line's choppy, though I can still make out the words he's saying. Nothing to worry about then. He's just someplace where the network coverage is shitty. Can't imagine where at this time in the morning.
Oh my god, he's in Scotland.
Did he go out for a jog?
What was that, Ash? Could you repeat that? Signal shitty here.
I asked, where are you? Hell, Zach, I've been calling your number for a good 20 minutes now. What kind of shithole did you get into?
I've meant that to sound as friendly as possible, to keep things light at least. Well, you could have tried harder.
That was friendly?
Instead, only the frustration shows in my tone.
Good morning to you, too. I should be asking you that question. I've been looking all over the mansion for you. I thought you'd be...
What mansion?
Do I really need to answer that?
Why are you even...
Please don't tell me that's his plan. A morning visit to the mansion where Luke Wright is? Out of all the pig-headed things to do right now, it's the best thing he can come up with? Breaking and entering? I've got plenty of reasons to rail him. Let me try again, that sounded weird. I've got plenty of reasons to rail at him right now. Although, no matter how much I want to give him a piece of my mind, unfortunately, it's not the time.
No, wait. Just get your ass to Isabella's place and hurry.
He pauses a moment, a second of indecision while he seems to contemplate his options.
How urgent is this?
In truth, the question, the hesitance, and the indecision in his voice has caught me completely off guard, and understanding dawns on me. His decision to go there isn't one born out of a stupid impulse. He must have found something. However, no matter how urgent it is, he still shouldn't have gone there, alone at that. Despite myself, in that split second of comprehension, I allow it to show. A weakness. A simple request, brimming with every unease and disquiet causing turmoil within me since last night. It bears a selfish hope that he'll understand, even though the unstable signal that whatever is keeping him there, he'll be willing to set it aside for now.
Pressing enough for you to stop asking questions and get yourself here. Please.
I completely cut that off.
Please.
On accident. Please. Silence fills the other end of the line again. For a long moment, I assume he won't heed it, and I have to drive there myself, just to drag him away from whatever danger he's skirting. Thankfully, he agrees.
I'll be there in a few. An hour or two tops.
Thanks. I'll see you.
Relief washes over me as soon as the call ends. Normally, I don't let myself a moment of respite in times like this. Gotta stay alert. Rebecca's still out there, has yet to return any of my messages. But for the moment, I relish in it. This is probably the first time I permitted myself to do something last night. Even the muscles in my shoulders have been complaining from the tension I've taken on. It still annoys me that all I can do right now is grit my teeth and trudge back to Isabella's apartment. Useless. That's what I'm in the face of this. A mad dash around Luxbourne and Anselm isn't going to help things. It's not like I'll simply stumble across them on this side of the road during a drive. This city is too big a place for one person to go searching for only two people. I'll be lucky if I even get a glimpse of their... Let me try again. I'll be lucky if I even get a glimpse of the... I'll be lucky if I even glimpse the hair of either of them. With one last hopeful glance towards the open skies, I slip into Isabella's apartment and close the door behind me. I might have already grown used to this, but the waiting will always be the hardest part. More so when it's the people you care about.
You're up early. I thought you left.
Oh. So, Isabella's awake. I think I'll...
You might have caught it here, huh?
I think I'll call it here. Just for now. I think I'll call it here just for now. It's a pretty... I'm going to cut a few things out, obviously. But so it's going to be a slightly shorter episode, but I think that's alright. And I've been reading all this episode, so I think in the next episode I'm going to let Kieran shine a little bit, if that's alright.
Well, remember, when you had your sore throat, recorded a full episode.
Okay.
I had to yawn. Remember when you had a sore throat, I recorded an episode, so
Aye.
we're even now.
As you guys can tell, my throat is a little bit better now. It's still a bit dodgy, but it's a lot better now, which is good.
Hashtag get well soon, Neko.
Thank you.
Do you? Oh, sorry, I'm just listening to the wee guitar song that I love so much.
Aye, it's nice. But aye, should we leave it here for now?
Aye, it was. Thanks again for watching us get the shit scared out of us and laughing at that fucking face.
Oh my god.
But no, it's goodbye for the back cat, and I love you all and see you again in the next one. Don't leave a fucking me.
Thank you so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed, and we will see you in the next one. Roll the outro, please.